Okay, so today we're heading back in time, way back to ancient Babylon. But we're not digging for gold, no. We're looking for something maybe even more valuable, timeless wisdom on how to build wealth. Like those secrets to financial success that have been passed down for centuries.
What's so cool is that this wisdom, it's not from some Wall Street hotshot, it's actually from a bunch of clay tablets, like literally clay tablets that archaeologists dug up and translated. It's like finding a personal finance guide from thousands of years ago.
Right. Talk about an unexpected bestseller. And the best part, this advice is given through stories, like engaging narratives. We've got Arad, the richest man in Babylon, and Dabasir, who went from, get this, a slave to a successful camel trader.
And that's where the real magic is, right? These stories, they help us connect with these universal principles about building wealth that still ring true today. It's about understanding the human experience behind the money.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into one of these stories. We meet these two friends, Bansir and Kobe, living in opulent Babylon. But guess what? They're kind of broke. They're skilled craftsmen, yeah, but they can't seem to make ends meet. I bet a lot of us can relate to that, huh?
Totally. It's that classic feeling of never having enough. It's like no matter how much you have, there's always this feeling that you should have more.
Exactly. And Bansir, to his credit, he's not just going to sit around and accept it. He asks this really powerful question. Why are some people, like our friend Arad, rolling in dough while we're stuck here struggling?
It's a question a lot of us have probably asked ourselves at some point, right? And asking that question, that's the first step. It's about taking control of your own financial future. And lucky for them, their buddy Arid, he's willing to share his secrets, which he calls the 7 cures for a lean purse.
Okay, let's break down those cures. Cure number 1, start thy purse to fattening. Basically, pay yourself first. Simple, right. But how many of us actually do that?
Yeah, it's about changing your mindset from just earning to actually building wealth. And the key takeaway, you don't need a ton of money to get started. Just saving consistently, even small amounts, can snowball over time.
Like planting a seed, right. You water it, give it some sunlight, and eventually it grows into something much bigger.
Exactly. And cure number 2 goes hand in hand with that. Control thy expenditures. Meaning, it doesn't matter how much you make, if you spend more than you earn, you're always going to be playing catch-up.
Budgeting. It's the ancient Babylonian secret. I bet they even had little clay tablet spreadsheets back then.
Maybe, maybe not. But the point is, they knew how important it was to track your money. And honestly, in today's world, with online shopping and all that, it's even easier to overspend. Budgeting keeps you in check.
No doubt. Okay, cure number 3, this one's for me. Make thy gold multiply. Now we're talking investing, even back then. Arad tells a story about lending money to this guy, Agar the shield maker, and calls it his golden slaves. He's saying the money's out there working for him, earning him even more wealth.
Right. It's an awesome illustration of the power of compound interest. It's like having your money work for you, creating more income streams, just like Arad's golden slaves.
Smart, but, and this is a big but, cure number 4 reminds us that investments can be risky. Guard thy treasures from loss.
For sure. And Arad, he learned this the hard way. He lost money investing in something he didn't really get. So the takeaway, don't be afraid to ask for advice from people who actually know what they're doing.
It's like that saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially a basket you don't recognize. And speaking of learning from experience, this is a good time to introduce Dabasir. Now, unlike Arad, he starts his journey from a tough spot.
That's what makes his story so inspiring, though. He goes from being a slave to a respected camel trader. Proof that with the right knowledge, you can change your financial situation no matter where you start.
So how'd he do it? What's the secret?
Well, his aha moment comes when he realizes, where there's a will, there's a way. But it's more than just willpower. He also discovers these principles passed down through generations, the 5 laws of gold. And Dabasir actually believed these laws were worth more than actual gold.
Okay, now that's intriguing. Sounds a lot like those cures Arad was talking about. So are these laws saying the same kind of things?
Definitely. It's amazing how ancient wisdom always seems to circle back to the same basic truths, right? The 5 laws of gold, they offer a fresh perspective on those core principles, adding a whole new layer of understanding.
Okay, you've piqued my interest. Let's dive into these 5 laws of gold and see what ancient Babylonian secrets we can unearth. All right, so spill the beans. What's the first law of gold?
So the first law Dabasir learns, it's this. Gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. Wordy, but wise.
Definitely hear those echoes of start thy purse to fattening. But now it's about building a legacy too, huh?
Exactly. It's like thinking long term, you know? It's not
Yeah.
just about having some extra cash, but about creating something that lasts for you and for your kids and grandkids.
And putting aside a tenth of your earnings, that's like classic budgeting advice even now.
Right. Make it a habit, not just an afterthought. Okay, ready for law number 2. Gold labors diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field.
Now, I love that. Gold out there working hard, multiplying like sheep. It really paints that picture of your money making more money, those smart investments.
Finding profitable employment for your gold, that's the ticket. Nowadays, we might think diversifying your portfolio, right? Index funds, maybe some real estate, even starting a business, just like Edgar the Shield guy.
But not all investments are equal,
Yeah.
right? Didn't Devasir have something to say about that?
Oh, absolutely. Law number 3, a big one. Gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling.
Okay, so just like Arid learned with those fake gems, don't go in blind. You wouldn't try to fix your own plumbing if you had no clue.
Right, exactly. Getting good advice, that's crucial. It could be the difference between, well, building wealth and losing it all. Oh, and this is important. Don't trust those promises of crazy high returns if it seems too good to be true.
It probably is. We've all heard that one. What's next?
Law number 4. Gold slips away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep.
So, sticking with that whole getting advice thing, be honest with yourself about what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Ask questions, do your research.
Exactly, because just because someone's killing it in one area of life doesn't make them a financial guru. All right, ready for Davasir's last law?
Hit me with it.
Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment.
Whoa, that's a mouthful. But basically, don't fall for those get-rich-quick schemes.
Right, all those shiny distractions that promise you the world but usually leave you high and dry.
Building wealth, but it's a marathon, not a sprint,
Right.
right? It takes time and discipline and a good dose of healthy skepticism, it sounds like. It's interesting, though, both Arid and Abasir, totally different backgrounds, but they both say finding good advice is key.
It's a universal truth, right? Doesn't matter where you're starting from, having people you trust to guide you, that makes a huge difference.
And having a plan. Not just hoping for the best, but actually mapping out your financial future.
Totally. Remember how Davasir tracked everything on those clay tablets? Like his own little budgeting system.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, didn't Professor Shrewsbury, the one who found these tablets?
You mean the one who was drowning in debt himself?
That's the one. Didn't he actually use Davasir's methods to get his finances back on track?
He did! Isn't that wild? Ancient Babylonian wisdom working its magic in the modern world.
But hold on, we're not done with Arid's 7 cures for a lean purse just yet.
Oh, yeah. There are still a few more financial gems to uncover. Let's head back to Arad and see what other timeless tips he's got for us. All right, back to Arad and his 7 cures. We've talked about paying yourself first, not spending too much, investing right, and getting good advice. What else did he have in store? Well, cure number 5, this one's interesting. It goes beyond just, like, personal finances and talks about real estate. It's making of thy dwelling a profitable investment.
Wait, owning your own place, that's a Babylonian thing too.
Oh, yeah. Arad, he's all about having your own home, a solid asset that can actually grow in value over time.
The age-old debate, rent versus buy. Some things never change.
Right. And renting, sure, it's flexible, but Arad's point is, when it's your home, you're building equity, creating something you could even pass down.
Plus, there's that feeling you get, owning your own place. Accomplishment, pride, all that.
Exactly. But wait, there's more. Cure number 6 tells us to ensure a future income.
Ancient Babylonian retirement planning. I love it.
You got it. Arad knew, just like we got to save for today, we got to plan for tomorrow. Having some income coming in when you're older, that's crucial.
Financial security, right. Not having to rely on anyone else when you want to enjoy those golden years.
And nowadays, with pensions being less common, planning for retirement, it's more important than ever.
It really is. All right, last cure. Bring it on.
This one's great. Increase thy ability to earn. Music to my ears.
Investing in yourself, right? Always learning new things, improving your skills.
Exactly. Your earning power, it's not set in stone. The more you know, the more valuable you are. Simple as that.
Just like Arad himself. Look at him. Started as a scribe, now he's the richest guy in Babylon. All because he never stopped learning.
Knowledge is power, my friend. Investing in yourself, best investment you can make.
Couldn't agree more. Taking a step back, it's amazing how much this ancient Babylonian advice, it's like timeless.
I know, right? Budgeting, investing, owning a home, always keep learning. It's like they were ahead of their time.
Totally. It makes you wonder, what will people say about our financial advice thousands of years from now?
Now that's a thought. But for now, I think Arad, Dabasir, and all that Babylonian wisdom, they've given us plenty to chew on.
For sure. At the end of the day, building wealth, it's not about some magic formula. It's about making smart choices, having discipline, being willing to learn and adapt. And who knows, maybe by following these ancient principles, we can unlock our own financial potential, build a better future for ourselves, and pass that knowledge on too.